Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cami, and today we're going to review Andor, episode 1 through 3. This is so much better than The Acolyte.
The power of Manny.
The Acolyte was so bad. The writing in this is so realistic, so grounded, makes sense. This is probably the most realistic Star Wars that I've ever seen. So let's get into this review. We start out with this really cool cityscape. Feels like Blade Runner and Star Wars mixed together. A little more gritty than we're used to. Andor is going to a brothel to find his sister. I'm really curious because we really didn't touch on his sister much throughout the next few episodes. We're definitely going to come back to that at some point. We get some primo cops wanting to rough up Andor outside, and they have a fight in an alleyway where Andor accidentally kills one of the officers. I was really surprised because after talking to the next officer, he goes ahead and shoots him in cold blood, even though he was so surprised and didn't mean to kill the first one. It just kind of shows you the character of Andor, that he's rough around the edges and trying to get by in the galaxy, doesn't want any trouble or repercussions to come back at him. We wind back on his home planet where we meet B2, which I thought was a really cool droid. I love that he is having conversations with Andor.
Cassian. Casa.
And that leads us into a flashback. And I really enjoyed the flashbacks. I liked to see this mining planet they were on. And I already have so many questions like, where are his parents? What's really going on there? And is the Empire involved? Because that's what I'm guessing. We have Serial Khan, which is a really interesting name. He is bent on capturing Cassian after reporting the accident to his boss, and his boss took no stake in it. He was just like, we'll just brush it under the rug. It's kind of funny watching his boss. It's like an old, just doing my day job on the, at the Empire. So Serial takes it into his own hands to hunt down Cassian. I'm really curious where this character is going. He's either going to get very off the rails on hunting him, but I more so think that he is going to switch sides and maybe even help Cassian in the end, but we'll see what happens there. We get introduced to Bix in this episode, who seems to be a former love interest of Andor, because Tim gets really jealous and you can kind of feel that there's already an establishment there. I really liked her character. Everybody is doing a really great job carrying the show and it feels very realistic. We get to episode 2, which slowed down a lot for me. I felt like it was a slow burn. I was losing interest here and there, to be honest. Still a good episode. We get Tim snitching on Cassian, introduced to Marva, who is a stepmom of sorts to Cassian. And then when we got to episode 3 is where the show really picks up for me. I was so invested. It felt very suspenseful. The Primo cops are landing on the planet and going after Cassian. We've got all the townspeople banging on the metal. It just felt very engrossing. The emotions of the characters are very raw and genuine in this show. Lutheran, who is recruiting Cassian in this old warehouse factory. It's just such a cool setting. This was one of my favorite scenes. I'm really wondering if there's more to him recruiting Cassian, if it's not just his skills, but if there's more to it than that. So can you guys tell me what that little box was? It looked like Darth Vader's switchblade. No, that is not it. So what was that thing that Andor had? You guys can let me know in the comments. I really love a line that Lutheran says to Cassian. Now I know he didn't mean it this way, but he said,
"Never carry anything you don't control."
I just love it because it feels like a metaphor for life, that we shouldn't carry things that weigh us down that we cannot control, and just kind of let things go. I took it as a great life message. Cassian decides to join Lutheran, and we've got this dual moment of him flying off in the ship with Lutheran, and they parallel it with Marva rescuing Cassian when he was a boy. And I really liked this scene. It was really cool for the character just to see him young and old kind of going through the same situation. So I really love that they did that. Very smart moment by the show. I'm really curious what's going to happen in the next few episodes. I think we're going to get to see more of the Empire. I'm wondering what Star Wars themes we're going to see because I didn't see any lightsabers. So there was a blaster in the first episode. I'm wondering how they're going to tie the universe in more with Star Wars and if we're going to get any original characters. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I missed and what you really enjoyed about the first few episodes. Did any of you feel like it was a little slow moving like I did? Even though it was visually great and had a lot of good storytelling. But I really enjoyed episode 3 and I got invested in what was happening so much more. We'll see where this show goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did, and I will see you next week for a review of episode 4 through 6. I will see you there.